He used to wake up early every morning, not because he had to, but because he wanted to. He loved the feeling of being in control, of having a full calendar, phone calls to make, people to meet. His name was on the door. His logo was on the building. He had worked for years to get there, and he was proud of it. He had a routine: coffee, emails, meetings, deadlines, deals. He liked being busy. He liked hearing his employees say, "Yes, sir, and I'll take care of it." He had a nice car, a big house with a pool, and a watch that cost more than some people's monthly rent. People respected him, some even feared him, and he liked that. But underneath the success, there were cracks. He had started taking bigger risks, chasing bigger rewards. A friend once warned him, "Slow down, don't try to do everything at once." But he didn't listen. He thought slowing down was for people who didn't want to win. Then came the first mistake. A shipment delayed, a contract canceled. He paid out of his own pocket to keep things going. It hurt, but he thought he could fix it. He always fixed things, then a client pulled out, then another. Investors got nervous. His staff looked at him differently, and the stress started to show. He stopped sleeping well. He snapped at people. He drank more coffee, then more wine. His phone rang constantly, but now it wasn't clients calling to give him work. It was banks, partners, and lawyers. He sold his car, then one of his offices, then two. His employees started to leave, some politely, others without saying goodbye. He couldn't blame them. And then came the day. The day he walked into his office for the last time. It was quiet. No staff, no phones ringing, just the sound of his footsteps on the floor. He packed up a few things: a photo, an old notebook, a pen his father gave him. Outside it was raining. Not a dramatic storm, just a soft, steady rain. The kind that makes everything feel even more real. He stood there under the gray sky and felt something strange. Not anger, not fear, just empty, like he was watching someone else's story. The next few months were hard. He moved into a small apartment. No furniture, just a bed and a desk. He avoided friends, deleted social media, canceled plans. Some people called, but he didn't answer. He didn't know what to say. What do you say when everything you were is gone? At night, he would stare at the ceiling, thinking about all the moments that led to this. The choices, the warnings he ignored, the people he forgot to thank. One day he went for a walk, just a short one, to clear his head. He passed a small park. A man was helping kids fly a kite. He watched them laugh. For the first time in a long time, he smiled. The next day he went out again, and again. He started noticing things: the sound of birds, the feel of the wind, the way the sunlight came through the trees. He started reading books again, books he never had time for when he was busy being important. He watched videos on how to cook, how to fix things, how to grow a plant. He wrote in a journal. At first, it was just a few words, then full pages. One morning, he helped an old woman carry her groceries. She said, "Thank you, young man," and smiled. That smile stayed with him all day. It felt better than any deal he ever closed. He started volunteering at a local shelter, not because he had to, but because he wanted to. He talked to people who had less than he ever did, but somehow smiled more than he ever had. He met a teacher there, someone who ran a free class to help people learn new skills. They became friends. She told him, "You're not broken, you're rebuilding." That sentence changed something in him. He started teaching again, not business, but real-life lessons. How to manage money, how to avoid mistakes he made. He used his story not as a warning, but as a way to help. Slowly, he found meaning again. He didn't make as much money as before. He didn't have a fancy car or a big office. But he had something else: peace. He still woke up early. Not because he had to, but because he wanted to. He had a small business again, nothing big, but it was honest and it helped people, and that made him proud. Sometimes he thought about everything he lost, but more often he thought about everything he gained. Because losing everything didn't end his story. It started a new one.